Hey guys, it's Melissa. I'm here filming with my new camera, which is actually a little bit older than I thought it was, and the sound is absolutely stupid. So I'm having to voice over this video and probably the next one. There is more light captured in this video though, so that makes me a little bit happy. We'll see how the video quality goes. The lighting is a little bit off. For example, here is my setup for tonight. It is for two batches. The one on the right is just plain lemongrass. The one on the left is Love Spell. And look how yellow the batter is, or look inside there. That looks really blue, but it's not. It's really purple. So we'll see what we can do with the lighting. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll see you back here in a minute. So here is the first batter. Here is the oils for my first batch tonight. This is my palm-free formula, and I have adjusted it for the addition of avocado oil, which I actually am really loving right now. The fragrance is lemongrass with just a touch of tenfold orange that I had. I just used it to get rid of it. Um, I'm soaping at room temperature and everything's ready. Just pouring the lye water in. The clay and the oatmeal is already in there, so the batch is just ready to get stirred up and to be ready to get ready already. I do see now that the camera was a little off angle here, so I know that I need to work on that with the next soapy session. Now, normally when I make these videos, I usually just go through all the steps of making the soap, but I actually have dozens documenting those steps already, and I actually do have something that I want to talk about tonight. Um, The first thing I want to talk about was about super fatting. I did hear someone say recently that they like to add their super fats um, after mixing their soaping oils with the lye. So supposedly this helps your super fat not to saponify with the oils, but I have come to the conclusion after trying that method a few times that that just absolutely isn't true. And the reason I say that is because it takes hours for your soap to saponify, but only minutes to mix and blend your oils. So because of that time, the lye is going to work through whatever oil is put in front of it. If you superfat at 5%, 10%, 7%, or whatever your superfat is, you are going to have some wonderful free oils left in your soap. Um, Indeed, that's what you want because that's what makes your soap conditioning and emollient. Oops, hold on. Right here, we're going to have a break because my camera wanted to shut off. There it is. Um, Anyway, sorry about that. The first chip that I used wasn't very big enough. There's going to be one more break. I'm going to go ahead and just talk straight through that one. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying, I just wanted to make you that was aware of that. So anyway, whenever you're super fatting at 5, 10, 7, most people do 7 to 8, you're going to have some oil left over, and you want to have the oil left over because that's what makes your soap emollient, slippery, conditioning for the skin. Um, but the soap doesn't know, the lye doesn't know what oil to soap and what not to. Um, if you want to be sure that some of your oil doesn't saponify, then just use shea butter. Shea butter is known to be resistant to saponification, and it's going to come through the soaping process with a large percentage of the butter unchanged. This is my personal opinion, just based on my experience of soaping and what I have observed. Another thing is that I use milk in my soap. As you saw, I went ahead and put that in, and it's been mixed in. And I don't always mix it in. A lot of times I just use the spatula to put it in, but this time I mixed it in because it wasn't really mixing in very well, so I wanted to make sure it was in. And if my milks were not saponifying, just having the loose milk out in the soap, the milk would spoil, the soap would go bad. And that's never happened. So it's saponifying. So I think that saponification just happens. Other soapers, you're going to have other opinions, and they're just as valid. I think that there's stuff that goes on with soap that we don't necessarily understand. Anyway, moving on to my design. There's some white, there's some yellow. The lemongrass fragrance was really yellow. I probably didn't need to use that much yellow that I used. That should have been fine. Um, but what I'm doing now is that with the white, I wanted to make sure that I got two colors. I wanted white and yellow. So I used a fair amount of titanium dioxide, and I followed instructions that Karen from Eden's Secret posted on her video the other day. She basically said that her reason, or what she thought for um, what was causing glycerin rivers was not mixing in your soap, or not mixing in your titanium dioxide all the way into your soap batter. And that made sense to me because colored micas also have titanium dioxide, but when you put the mica into the batter, you can see what's mixed and what isn't. And you can go ahead and mix it and make sure it's all mixed up. The white's closer to the soap batter, you can't see that. And she actually demonstrated on the side of her jug the rivers that weren't mixed in. And she said if you dissolve it in hot water and take the time to make sure that's all the way mixed in, you're going to be fine. It's going to eliminate your glycerin rivers. So I took a lot of time to mix that white up tonight and poured it on the bottom layer. So I am looking forward to see what happens when I finish up with my, when I get the soap tomorrow and cut it to see if I actually was able to eliminate that. Um, this is a very simple design. It was by request, not the design was by request, but by the scent was by request. It was a lemongrass. So I did white on the bottom. As you can see here, I still had some free oil, so I'm mixing it up in there. I don't care if it's on the side, it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to do a hanger swirl through here. So it doesn't have to be perfect because the colors, the white and the yellow, are going to go together anyway. So this is how I'm doing it. Just going to go ahead and pour some of the batter on there slowly so it doesn't break through at first. And then I'm going to go ahead after that and just pour it right on top. And then we'll get going there. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. I just want to say a quick thank you to Miss Karen from Eden's Secret for that little tip. I'm definitely excited to see how this turns out. So let's go ahead and speed through this pouring part and I will be right back with you. So here we go with the hanger, just in and out a few times. I'm going to go forwards and backwards. I want to make sure I get the white and the yellow mixed up and they're pretty good. So there's that. And then when I get done with this, I'm going to start with the, what do you call it, put the topping on. Shake it down always first. I recall that I had a little bit extra white, enough to make a couple sample sizes, so I did that. And then just like to drip it on. I prefer square bars, so I don't really like to stack. It never comes out good for me when I try and stack it anyway. So I just like to swirl it, make it pretty flat. When I get too much white in one area, I borrow some yellow. Just helps to keep the swirl defined. I don't mind. It's just going to be on the top and it's going to wear down in a couple washings anyway. So that's it. There's that, the design of the top. And here in a second, I'll show you the finished top. And there it is. Simple but pretty, yellow and white. I can't wait to see it. Join me tomorrow for the cut. Thanks for watching, guys, and bearing with me while I learn. See you next time. Bye.